And that was when I knew I gave everything I could. Like there was nothing left. And I've never run like that before. I've never done anything in my life like that before. Whoa, hold on.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So I want to start with this video that I made, like probably an hour after I crossed the finish line. I did a Facebook Live. This is what I said. So here it is. Oh my God. It's over. It's over. I can't believe it's over. Oh my God, I'm so salty. There's salt like every single where. Hey everyone. Let's talk about how disgusting the marathon is. Like, I can't even tell you the hell that I was in the last 6 miles, and now I'm like, I want to do it again. Like, that was the best ever. It's the worst. Okay. Oh my God. I feel like a total and complete rock star. I can't believe I ran that fast. I can't believe I pushed through the things I pushed through, and I ended up busting out a 7-minute, 45-second final mile, which was like, where the fuck did that come from? All right. First of all, can we just shout out to Greg and Josh? Like, spectating is the absolute worst, and trying to find people is like absolutely impossible. So the fact that they were out there like trying to find me and doing Facebook Live, like, I love them and they're the absolute best. But I mean, in the beginning, I immediately found my friend Jesse from LA, so that was awesome. So unfortunately, Jesse wanted to run a little bit slower than me, and so he pushed his pace to stay with me, and then I lost him somewhere after like 3 or 4 miles because I put in a teeny tiny surge. And I like looked over my shoulder and he was gone, so that was a bummer. But like being able to run with him was super fun. He's so funny and he's hilarious, and he's in the picture that I posted. But like hands down, best part of the race was running with Jesse. After that, like getting to 13 was awesome. It was easy. Not easy meaning like walk in the park. Easy meaning like it happened and it was according to plan. I think it was like a minute slow, which was fine. I wasn't worried about it. But I was struggling. Like, my T-band was really tight the entire race, and my gels weren't sitting with me very well, which was whatever. It happens. You just can't let that bother you. You just focus on the mile. So around 15, I put my music in because I was starting to drift, and I was starting to get like discouraged. So I put some Hamilton in, and some Beyonce, and some Whitney Houston, and I was back on track. And it's so funny because like a mile or 2 mile will happen where I dipped back to like 8:45, 9-minute miles, and it just felt like shit. And then like I would see having people who follow me is a blessing and a curse, because on the one hand, like seeing you guys is like the biggest boost of energy. Like if I see someone with a sign for me, or if someone like comes and taps me on the shoulder and tells me that like I've inspired them or something, it gives me a boost. But at the same time, like half the time it makes me cry. So a couple of the times, like, people would say these amazing, incredible things to me, and then I would like find myself crying, and then I couldn't breathe, and then it's equal parts amazing and hard. But I can't complain. It helped me push through. So what really helped me the most was no regrets, and today is the day, and smiling and like looking out into the crowds, because the only times, like, it's really hard when you're tired not to want to just like get into a pace that feels doable and to just stay there. And that happens when I hit my like 8:45, 9-minute miles. But that still hurts, and you know it's gonna hurt longer if you stay there. So I tried to throw in surges, and it was all about like figuring out how to boost my morale up here. And normally it was like listening to my music, or like digging deep into my mantras and really like saying, you will hate yourself if you do not go 100%. You need to go. So that happened, and then before we knew it, I say that meaning I didn't blink and look up, and we were at 22. But like once we got to 20, I was able to be like, no, that's not true. Once we got to 16, I was able to say like, all right, 10 miles to go. You know you can do 10 miles at this pace, like go. So it was a fight. It was definitely like a trying fight. I was really tired. Towards, I would say like 23 to 24, 25 was not fun. It was hard and it felt like shit. And I just wanted to go faster, but I honestly couldn't. But then, so I see Josh and Greg, and I was flipping them off, but I wasn't angry at them. I was just feeling like total shit. And then, literally one block further, I see Aunt Kathleen. And then, literally one block further from her, Uncle Bob and Aunt Carol showed up. Dr. Bob surprised me on the course.
BBQ or bust!
Yay, BBQ! Woo! And of course I start to cry. And I'm like, what are you doing here? And he's like, don't stop, keep going. And so he inspired me to bust it out. And then I saw the 1 mile to go sign. And I said, screw it, let's go. And so the 7:45 showed up. I looked down and I saw that I was like teeter-tottering on 340. So I really wanted to try to see if I could break 340. But then that goddamn little hill showed. Who puts a hill at the end? And it's only like 100 meters, but god damn. I mean, I charged it. Like, I went after it. And I was like passing people and everyone's like, yay! Like, it was awesome. But it's just one of those things that it's not comfortable and it's not fun, but it's how you feel when you finish it. Like, it's that sense of accomplishment that like it stays with you forever. So even though like being in pain and feeling like you can't move and like you just start doubting yourself and you don't feel like you can do it, like if you can get through it for 5 minutes or 10 minutes or just like throw in 10, 20, 30-second pickups, like you cross that finish line and you get this beautiful little thing that reminds you that you're powerful and amazing and strong and accomplished. It was awesome. It was an amazing race. I mean, it doesn't get any more raw than that. You have my thoughts from straight out of my mouth. I'm too tired to try to interpret them or change them or put a beautiful little bow on them, but I kind of want to talk a tiny bit about what I experienced in the middle. But I want to talk about something because I got a couple text messages and emails from people, my friends, asking me, or not asking me, just saying like, I know you're probably disappointed, and they were all beautiful emails. Like, I have the most supportive friends and people around me, all of you guys, all of my friends, all of my family. Like, I'm beyond grateful for the amazing community of human beings who like supported me throughout this journey. So thank you, my God. My heart is like, it's gonna explode. I feel so grateful and lucky and happy, and words fail to describe how I feel about you guys. But I know what you guys mean by disappointed. But disappointed is not a word that even entered my mind. I feel so happy and proud and astonished and empowered by what I did out there, because for me, like, I've never had an athletic background. I've never had to push through fatigue, pain, doubt, fear. Like, it's hard to describe what it feels like when at mile 13 of a race, you think, I don't know if I can keep doing this. I don't know if I can get faster. I don't think I can do this. Like, I did not have the best day, but I didn't have a bad day by any means. Like, I don't want to sit here and be like, the cards didn't like lay down the way I wanted to, because I had a great day. And I am so glad it happened the way it happened, because I need to learn, and I've talked about this before. I talked about this after the Philly, like, I really learned this during Philly. I don't know how to say yes when the struggle is so real that it just like doesn't make sense to me not to just get comfortable. And my hips wouldn't open up, and I felt like I was going to like be sick at points. And I don't know, because I've never had to deal with this before. I don't know how to say, all right, keep going. All right, this is normal. All right, yes. You know, in my brain, I just start thinking like, oh my God, how am I going to keep doing this? Oh my gosh. I wish I wasn't feeling like this. I wish this wasn't happening, you know? So that's a part of learning how to be present and learning how to like get comfortable within that discomfort. Like, that is probably the biggest lesson I walked away with, was one, that I'm capable of more than I knew. And I talk about this all the time, so this wasn't groundbreaking, but like, it redefines itself every race. Like, my first half marathon, just proving to myself that I could do something was like the mission and the goal. Like, I didn't think I could run the half marathon. I almost quit. you know, and then again, like the second half marathon I did, like I wanted to break 2 hours and I took off way too fast and I got sick, and like it was a big lesson in like why you're in taking on too much too quickly and not like being patient. And then my third race was my marathon, and that, I mean, we've talked about it before, it was like a lesson in and of itself, and not giving up and like digging into like the pain, like pain and discomfort that is so unhuman and unreal, and like learning how to just keep going, learning how to keep putting one foot in front of the other. And this race felt like I took everything I've ever learned and it was like there the whole time. Like running, when I started, like I think I was doing 8:45. That's where I started the race at. And my goal was to work my way down. I didn't have people with me starting from like mile 7 or 8. Like I think I lost Jesse like right before 7. And I struggle when I'm alone, you know, like, and I really, really want to like stop and like, I want to be careful how I say struggle, because you go into a marathon knowing that it's going to hurt. You go into a marathon knowing that it's going to be hard. You go into a marathon expecting pain. Like those things, you can't run a marathon and not have those things, but like running fast at what I was running and trying to bring my time down, like the only times I've ever experienced that sort of like pain and doubt, I only had like 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 miles to go. So I could tell myself, you know, like you can do this for 1 more hour. Like, but it was never an hour. You can do this for 45 more minutes, you know? So I never had to say like, you are halfway there and it's only gonna get worse. Let's do it. You know, I've never had to do that. And it made me think of that book that I just read, How Bad Do You Want It? And I asked myself that so many times throughout the race when I started giving up on myself. And I'm not saying giving up on myself meaning like I was like, screw it, I'm not going to be cute, I don't want to do this anymore. I mean giving up on myself that it hurt so bad that it took everything I had just to keep like my comfortable pace, my natural pace now. And I say that in quotes because like running an 8:45 9-minute mile now is my natural pace. You know, like I've kicked my ass to get there, but that's a pace I run to like an easy day. And on during the marathon, like that felt horrible. Like it was so painful. But it was like every like half, 3/4 of a mile, I'd get this second wind, and all of a sudden like the pain in my legs would disappear, and I was able to like push. I'd throw in a surge, and then immediately like it'd be back. Like I think it was every time I hit a water station, like it was back. I was slogging it again. I was guzzling Gatorade and water, and I still ended up so dehydrated. Like I don't think I've ever drinking as much fluid during a race that I did during Chicago. Like I may have started like fueling too late because I didn't think it was as hot as it was. So that may have played a tiny part in it, but that is not an excuse. Like it's hard to push through fog. It's hard to push through like the mental barriers, because here's the one like redeeming quality of this entire race. Like 24, I was looking at my watch and I knew BQ was over. Like it wasn't gonna happen. I think I had like 15 minutes and I still had like 2 or 3 miles to go. And I was like, there's no way I can run a 7-minute mile right now. It's just not gonna happen. I'm not even gonna try. Because I kept thinking I was running fast enough to be doing 8s, and because I was manually lapping, so when I would manually lap, I was doing like an 8:30, maybe 8:54, maybe 9, and that threw me. Like up until that point, I could call my splits based on how I felt, and I was dead on. So like that's a huge testament to Josh for prepping me. Like he's gotten me to a place where I can know what I'm running, which is incredible. Like I can't believe I can do that, and I can't tell you what happened in that last mile, but no regrets is something I am going to take with me for the rest of my life. I'm going to take it in my personal life. I'm going to take it in my actual like business life. It's going to be in my running. Like everything I do from here on out. And I thought I was living like this, but I am not. And I like, fuck that. Fuck safe, it's all going out the window. It is no regrets, no excuses from here on out. It is the best gift I have ever been given in my whole entire life. Because the second, within 1 block, it was Greg and Josh and me flipping them off to being surprised by Dr. Bob and Aunt Carol, and it was like, show yourself what you're capable of. Go balls to the walls. And I looked at my watch and I saw that I was really close to 3:40, and I knew if I ran fast enough, like there was a chance I could break 3:40, and I said, new goal. I just want to break 3:40. And I took off, and I was passing people. I was running so fast. And then we turned and we hit the hill, and I lost a little bit of time, but like there was no way I was going to do a 3:40. Like I think I probably had to do a 6-minute mile in order to break 3:40, but like just being able to like look back in and say you owe this to yourself to push through these next 10 minutes to win this for yourself and to prove to yourself that even in moments of sheer and utter, and I don't want to say defeat because it wasn't defeat, but like pain and suffering and like I left everything out on the course. I didn't think I had anything left in my tank. I was ready to death march to the finish line, and to be able to bust that out at the final mile, like that was the best. It was quite honestly the best mile I've ever run in my whole entire life, because I ran like there was a huge street and then like twice as many people, and I ran hugging these people, and I had my name on my sports bra, and everyone was screaming at me, and people were saying like, did she even run the marathon? Like I was flying. I was passing so many people. I flew up the hill. Like and then I crossed the finish line and I felt like I was gonna die, and that was when I knew I gave everything I could. Like there was nothing left. And I've never run like that before. I've never done anything in my life like that before. Whoa, hold on. Ooh. And that's why disappointed like isn't a word I'm gonna use for that race, because I don't feel disappointed. I feel like I'm so amazed by what happened, and like 3:59 1 year ago was like impossible, and to run a 3:41, like I worked my ass off this summer, and I sacrificed so much, and I like didn't believe in myself, and like today like I look in the mirror again and I think like, holy shit, like look how far you've come. It's the best feeling in the world. Like running a marathon hurts so bad, and it's so painful, and it's so hard. But this feeling that you get with like today, like being able to like look at someone and tell someone like I ran a 3-hour and 41-minute marathon is like, there's nothing like it. And it doesn't matter about your time. You'll never, like you very rarely will see me like post my times, because I don't fucking care about the times. It's not about the times. It's about, did you do your best? Is running an 8-hour marathon your best? Cool. Be proud of that. It does not matter if you run a 5-minute mile or a 20-minute mile. It really doesn't matter. I could care less. Like being able to like walk at the sports bra squad around like those last 10 minutes with someone, like that was special to me. Like I don't care what you can do or how fast you can go or how impressive of a runner you are. If you can run really fast, that's wonderful. Keep pushing yourself. If you just finishing is like your best effort, you're a hero. That's all that matters. 3:41 is important to me because that was my best effort. That was like, I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. But there's more to do. Like I mean, I have to run a marathon in a month. I get to run the New York City Marathon with Foot Locker. I get to start the race and run over the Verrazano Bridge all by myself. And then I get to run with 4 amazing human beings, and then we race. It's gonna be hard. Like I don't know if I'll be ready, but we're doing it. Like it's an amazing opportunity. This is my favorite race in the entire world because it's the best day to be a New Yorker in the city that I was so afraid of for an entire year, and I didn't want to live here because I was too afraid I wasn't gonna make it. Like to this day, I don't think I can live here. I don't think I can afford to live here. It's scary. It's hard. Everyone's better than you. Like it's just, this city is amazing and hard, just like the marathon. But like I can't wait. And you know what? BQ or Bust doesn't end here. London 2016 is the new goal. Like that's where I'm going to BQ. I have November. I'll probably start training in December, January, February, March, April. So, or no, we'll start training in January, February, March, April. That's 4 or 5 months. To knock another 10 minutes off my time. Let's go.